Do you want to know a secret? Even professional clarinetists sound bad all the time. My name is Josh Gu, and after years of studying the clarinet with some of the best teachers from around the world, I am excited to be sharing my knowledge with you. So go to QuickStartClarinet.com or check the description on this video to see all of the wonderful resources I have to help you reach your clarinet dreams. And of course, subscribe to this channel for weekly clarinet and music tips and tricks. So the point of this video is definitely not to say that the pros are bad or like expose that these professionals don't sound as good as we think they sound. They are professionals, they do sound great, they're amazing players, but I have some specific instances of some professional players sounding quite bad. Myself, I sound bad all the time, and I think it's actually a pretty regular occurrence that all professionals sound bad actually a good amount of the time. But it's important about when they sound bad, which I'll be talking about a little bit. And again, the goal of this video is to say, if the professionals sound bad sometimes, then it's okay for you to sound bad sometimes as well. So let me get into sort of the juicy details of some of these professionals sounding bad that I have good examples of. So one is I took a lesson with Richie Hawley, and he wouldn't let me record the lesson because he says he always sounds bad in lessons. I don't know if I necessarily heard him sounding bad in my lesson. We did some funny exercises that sounded bad, but I think that's passable. But it's a good example of a professional not wanting to be recorded when they're not sounding their best. And I think that's a bit of the moral of the story here too, is that the professionals will sound bad in their practice room, when they're experimenting, those kinds of things, and it's okay. But when it matters in the performances and the recordings and all that stuff, they sound good. Another great example is that I played in a master class for David Schifrin, and in the master class, he didn't sound terrible. Like, he was still a really great player, but he didn't sound amazing. And he was coming to Denver, and I think it was a reed issue, kind of. He hadn't figured out how the reeds were working and how those things were going. But the next day, I saw him perform, and it was one of the best performances that I've ever seen. So not to say anything bad about these amazing players, but it's just really good examples of even the professionals are thinking about the sound and worried about sounding bad, and sometimes actually do sound bad, and it's completely okay. Even for me, myself, all the time I sound bad. I'm not happy with how I practice, not happy with how I sound in practice pretty regularly. I do crazy experiments where I intentionally sound bad to know what not to do so that I can adjust and find the very best sound. And some days I have bad reed days, just bad days in general for no reason. But it's completely okay, and that's the goal of this video here, is to tell you that if you find that you're sounding bad, whether it's a bad day, bad reed, whatever it may be, it's okay. The professionals experience the same kinds of issues on a regular basis, and every clarinetist has to figure out how to overcome those things. And the important thing is that you are overcoming those things in the practice room and not letting them be issues in performance. If you get a lot of practice sounding bad and then figuring out how to fix it and sound good, then you're going to have a lot more success sounding good when you go to perform. So that's my quick little reminder for you. It's okay to sound bad, experiment, overcome those bad sounds to find your best sound so that you can consistently give those great performances like the professionals do. So I hope that this was enjoyable, some interesting little stories, and some hope for you in your practice. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you want more clarinet tips and tricks, and I look forward to seeing you in another video.